Hi, I'm Lisa Filia, your confidence coach for your career. And today I thought it would be helpful for us to talk about our money beliefs a bit. And I specifically want to talk about the idea of being practical with our money. And the key from this video is that often when we think we're being practical, we're actually limiting ourselves and costing ourselves money in the long run. And this is important for us to know because what we can do then by seeing this and being aware of it is we can be more intentional with our decisions around money. We can stop buying into the default things our mind presents us with about what's practical and what isn't practical, and truly make decisions from a place of knowing that you can figure it out, you're pushing forward, and then your decisions around money can be more helpful for you. All right, so that is what we are covering in this video. And I thought a great way to explain it would be to share some of my own recent realizations around money. So I'm going to share something that happened to me just a couple days ago. I was back from a trip. My husband and I had just road tripped up to Carmel for a wedding, which was like 8-9 hour drive for us. So we decided to road trip it. So it was great. Some plans had changed in the middle of it. So we ended up coming home an evening earlier than we had planned, which meant that we had a full day of events. And then we chose to drive home that same day, which meant we didn't get home until 3 in the morning that day. And so that was fine, but just giving you some context, because then what happened the next day is I'm pretty tired. My husband's tired too, but we want to make sure that we don't mess up our whole sleep schedule. So we get up. It's a Sunday, luckily. So it's Sunday. We end up getting up around like 11. We're going through the day, and he's asking me questions about my business. And I've been requested to be featured in a local magazine. And one of the requests was to provide them with photos, like professional photos. They just want a few photos to put with the article. And so I've been all excited about this. I had my husband take some photos on his iPhone to use with the magazine. And so we're at home now this Sunday, and we're editing these photos. And they're just not turning out the way I want them to. Basically, I realized I had this expectation that for some reason my husband was going to be able to make these just point and snap photos from an iPhone look like a professional had done them. Now that I look back, I can laugh, but the way my business has been is I am an expert at the coaching. I am always learning and growing, of course, staying in that student mindset, but I'm really good at coaching. And my husband has been a huge help in a lot of the operations side and the tech side. And so I think I unconsciously delegated this idea that he'd just be able to figure out how to make professional photos with some phone that wasn't even his phone. Anyways, that is a complete side note. Where this is coming up, though, is he started asking me, because we're editing these photos, I'm getting kind of frustrated, sleep deprived, and overwhelmed because I was embarrassed by what the output was. And he's like, I think these photos look pretty good. I mean, they're not a professional. I can't take professional photos. I've never done that. But for what they are, they look pretty good. What's coming up for you? And I was telling him how I really wanted professional photos, but I just didn't think I deserved them yet. And he kind of looked at me and he says, well, what do you mean? You need these photos for your business. Why wouldn't you go and make that happen? And I said, I just didn't feel like I had gotten enough money from the business yet. I'd already invested a lot in other marketing tactics, sales tactics, coaching, training, my own coaches. Had made a lot of other investments, and I felt like I just didn't want to make any more investments. Like it just didn't feel like I deserved it yet. Like I hadn't met the threshold of being deserving of these photos, and yet I knew I needed these photos because it was part of my brand and was also being requested of me. And as we got to talking, I realized I was saying, I know no matter what, I'm going to need professional photos. But I'm waiting to take the photos until I'm more deserving. My mind logically was saying until I make more money. But I know that I'm in this for the long haul. I know I'm going to keep going and doing this, and I'm not stopping. Like, this is what I do now. There is no plan B because this is all I need, and this is what it is. I am a coach. This is my business. So if I truly know no matter what, I'm going to keep going, which means eventually I'm going to have these photos, then why am I waiting? So this conversation with my husband helped me to push back on my own thoughts about waiting for money, because one, it was showing me that, I'm not fully believing that this is going to work out if I'm not willing to put the money down now. And then I realized that it was also this feeling of worth, of deserving of it. I thought I was being practical by waiting to get these photos done when really I was delaying a decision that I already knew I needed because I didn't feel of value. I didn't feel worthy, and I wasn't letting myself believe that I could do it. And so I think this is so important to share because a lot of the time when I'm working with clients, they have similar thought patterns, especially when it comes to coaching and getting coached and investing in themselves that way. They have other things they'll invest in, but when it comes to investing in themselves and their own needs and their own growth and what they need to get to the next step, they want to wait until it's more practical, until it fits in better with the budget, until it makes logical sense. But here's the thing, coaching isn't going to fit into your budget unless you decide to make different changes around your budget. And I'm saying coaching, but really put in whatever it is for you that you've been delaying investing in out of practicality. And I want you to ask yourself, what could be the real reason I'm not investing? If it weren't for this practical reason my brain's presenting me with, what would I say instead? Because a lot of times that practical reason just covers up another issue, an emotional issue, an issue that gets more to the heart of what is going on for you. Because most of the time, it truly isn't about money. It's because whatever you're investing in, you don't think is going to be worth it, or you don't think you'll be able to do it, or you don't think you're worthy of it. So I'd like for you to just think about some investments coming up for you, and investments in yourself especially, because those tend to be the ones that we often don't think of, that we often put to the side and say, it's not time yet. Sure, we'll go to the grocery store and get ourselves food. We'll pay our cable bill. We'll get that Amazon subscription going for Prime or whatever it is, but we won't take the time to truly look at our investments and think, how am I investing in myself, in my own potential, in my own growth? So that's what I have for you today. Notice your thoughts around money, around decisions, around investments that you say you're being practical by delaying, and ask yourself what the real reason could be if it's not practicality. What I don't want you to take from this is thinking this means you should start investing willy-nilly in any opportunity that comes up for you, because that isn't it either. That's just using investing as a means to try to make things work as opposed to looking to yourself to make things work. So there is a balance here, and it comes down to really knowing the reason you are or aren't investing and whether or not that is a reason you want to stand behind. All right, that's what I have for you today. I hope this is helpful. Please reach out if you have any questions, and also sign up for a consult with me where we can dive into this deeper with your life. Just go to my website /schedule. So it's www.lisaphilia.com/schedule. And that's spelled LISAPHILYAW.com/schedule. All right. Thank you so much and have a great one. Bye.